Chairs on Heavy Pressure. Thanks for sitting is asleep. Yeah, it's the lead singer of Diamond Head, a guy we heard fronting Shoot Out the Lights here about
That's a rare record.
12-14. It is a rare record. Sean Harris, welcome to the programme, Sean.
Hello.
Right, first of all, Shoot Out the Lights wasn't too successful for you, was it, as the first single under your own name? What do you think went wrong there?
It didn't get that quite well pushed as well as we would have thought, and also we didn't get on the road as often as we should have done.
Mm.
But it sold a few thousand.
A few thousand?
Mm.
Yeah, in your book anyway, yes. I'm not quite sure about that. I mean, Diamond Head formed, what, 2, 3...
God damn
it. Diamond Head is going to be one of those nights, folks. Diamond Head formed, what, 2, 3 years... 4 years ago. I thought it was 77.
June 76.
June 76, right. I stand corrected. In June 76, heavy metal was not the type of music to come out with as a band. How did you stick to not compromising through those years?
We all brought up with heavy metal, and we just stayed within that spectrum.
Mm. That's a big
That's
word.
That's
one out of my vocabulary.
It's on the wall out of here somewhere. But our favourite bands were like Deep Purple, Zeppelin, and everybody else, and we've grown up with our music. We were pretty amateurish and pretty poor those days. Biscuit Tins was our drum kit, and we had no guitars.
The old hard luck story around the Stourbridge area.
Yeah.
So what helped you stick together?
I think mainly because we remained good friends for the time. We really were strong friends. And also, the music, as I said before, we were growing up with the music, and every day brought a new idea, and it was getting fresh. It all remained fresh, always.
And if somebody came to you now and said, I can detect bits of Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin in what you're doing, what would you say to them? In a nice way, of course. You know, we
went through those phases when, first of all, Black Sabbath, we were really into Black Sabbath, and then Judas Priest, and then AC/DC, and then Rush. And as you go through the phases, they leave a bit of their influence on you, and when you come to write songs, then perhaps they do show now and then.
I mean, if you listen to tracks, for instance, that I played from the first album, the limited edition version, like Am I Evil, there's a little bit of Sabbath there, a little bit of Zeppelin.
Yeah. Well, it was meant to be like Sabbath, really.
So what do you think you offer that's different to those bands from 5-10 years ago?
I don't think anybody can be different. No one can be original, truly original. It's just that we've got our own little identity of our own, I suppose.
You supported AC/DC on a couple of dates, which was quite a jump for you, really. I mean, considering I saw you in October, in a Wordsley Village Hall, and then, sort of 4 or 5 months later, you were supporting AC/DC. How do you feel suddenly being, not really hyped, but boosted up into that position?
It's great. It's where we've always wanted to be. It came at the right time. We were, like I said before, we'd only just learned, and we'd grown up with our music, and then round about the beginning of this year, the end of last year, it all started to come together, and we were performing well live, because we hadn't done many live gigs up till then, and we found that, especially when we went on stage with AC/DC, a big stage was where we were supposed to be. It was really great.
But essentially, I mean, you're a live band. How difficult do you think is it to capture your sound on record? Because that's a totally different trip.
Yeah, well, we haven't really found out how to capture that music on record yet. We hope to one day. Like you say, we are a live band, definitely. An experienced, not to be missed, fans.
What sort of reception do you think you're getting in your home area?
Oh, Birmingham, where we played the Cedar Club a week or so ago, and it was very poor there. I think there was about 20 people there, and about 40 were already on our guest list, and other people's guest lists, and it was very poor. We were very good though, but it was... We really don't get a good turnout in our own area, not at all.
So where's the area that you really hit good?
Warrington. We're big in Warrington.
Big in Warrington?
Yeah.
What about, say, sort of Newcastle area?
Oh, we go down quite well. Newcastle, Scotland, London as well. It's anywhere but Birmingham that we seem to go down really well.
Well, they say a prophet's, without honour in his own country, so perhaps that applies to music. What about London? Because I know that you played, for instance, in battles of the bands with bands like Angel Witch. How's it been down in the smoke?
Really good down in London, actually. We did our first gig down at the Music Machine, and it was sort of okay with supporting Angel Witch as we seem to always do when we go down there. And we went down quite well. And at the Marquee, it was a bit better. But when we played Lyceum in the Battle of the Bands, the other two bands who were on before us, they went down very poor. And then we came on and it was transformation. It was great. They really liked us down there.
Right. Well, I think you've succeeded in creating, a hell of a buzz about yourself as Diamond Head. But why haven't you really seemed to score off the heavy metal revival in 1980? Because there's been a few star supports, but apart from that, it's been very low profile.
Yeah. Well, we have tried to get on the sports with other bands. They just haven't turned up, half of them. And I think the new wave of British heavy metal is just a tag for a lot of bands who were going around for quite a while the punk thing was going, and then they just burst through.